Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, look, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics. I want to discuss relationships, and I want to talk about toxic relationships, like real toxic relationships. That relationships when you know it's gotten to the point that it should just be over, like you should just break up, right? So I'm gonna get straight into it. But before I do, if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications, and also don't forget to share, hit the like button. Those two things help the channel grow, so I'll really appreciate it if you do that. And as usual, leave the comments down below. All right, so if you are in a relationship and someone is, people are cussing at you, or you're cussing each other, or even if it's just one person cussing at you, there is no there's no respect. Like it's moved way beyond respect. It's just to the point to where you insult each other, you cuss at each other. It's so toxic. The language is toxic. The relationship itself has become toxic. You're no longer in a productive relationship. You're no longer in a relationship that I don't think you're in a relationship that's actually worth being in and something that's actually going to work out. When you've lost respect for the person that you're with, or you all just don't respect each other, or that person doesn't respect you, whichever way you look at it, then the relationship is pretty much over because you don't respect each other. And I've seen situations to where people are hanging up their phone, they're cussing at you and hanging up their phone and all that type of stuff, and you got to be crying because of the way the person talks to you, the way the person treats you, you know what the case is. And then they hang up their phone, they cuss at you, and they don't talk to you for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, whatever the situation is, and then they show up again, out of nowhere. Because a lot of times what happens is people allow, sometimes we allow people to walk over us. We really do, right? And when somebody cussing at you and hanging up their phone and all that sort of stuff, I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna work. I mean, just point blank period. It's just not gonna work. And so if you're in a situation to where somebody's treating you like that, where they are just calling you names, calling you out of your name, cussing at you, that is a toxic relationship that is over, and you should do your best to get out of that type of relationship. That relationship is just not worth being in. Because what happens, especially if you have children too, is that they are exposed to that. They're exposed to that type of toxic mess. And that could really help to influence them, sometimes in a negative way, right? In terms of how they would have, or they would form relationships moving on. So you don't want your kids to see that. If you have kids and you're in a relationship where someone talks to you like that, and it could be women who do it as well, and it could be men, right? So it could be vice versa. But I've seen people allow themselves to let people talk to them like trash. Not just a matter of raising your voice, but a matter of just cussing at them and telling them dirty, nasty things, only to come and probably lay next to you at the end of the day, or to still have a presence in your life after they've called you the worst things, after they've described you in the worst ways, and you allow that person to still be present in your space. It is just absolutely not worth it. It's crazy how it's just, I tell you, I've seen, and I've mostly seen women do this. I've seen some guys who have been in a situation where they allow, the person to talk to them in a certain way, their partner to talk to them in a certain way, and they're still in the relationship, also, although they get treated like crap. Not necessarily physical abuse, but they still allow the person to just talk to them as crap. And I've seen mostly women in this situation where they cower down to a certain extent to the person, and they have them talk to them like trash, hang up the phone, and that sort of stuff. Like, Miley, you're not gonna hang up no phone on me and talk to me like that, and then still be in my presence. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not gonna deal with it. And and some people sometimes say it's easy to say, well, you've got to consider this. What is your value? What is your worth? Right? What is your value and what is your worth when you allow someone to demean you? Right? To demean you, to bring you down like that. What is your value and what is your worth? And then maybe, and then if you lack self-esteem and self-worth and self-confidence and all that type of stuff, then you may not feel like you deserve to be treated better. And so if you don't feel like you deserve to be treated better, then maybe you would accept somebody in your space treating you like that, talking to you like that, that sort of stuff. Don't do it. I've seen people waste their entire lives trying to chase people. Especially I've seen women do it, waste their entire lives trying to chase some guy who ain't ever gonna be right, who talks to them a certain way, cusses at them, hangs up the phone on them, and disappears for long periods of time, and then want to be self-righteous, right? Want to be self-righteous. Don't allow yourself to be in a situation like that. Don't waste your life on anybody. Don't do it. If you really want to be happy and somebody is not giving you what you want, move on. Shed your tears, do whatever you need to do, that type of stuff, but move on. Don't waste your life waiting for some people to love you when they're just not going to be able to do it because you see it in the way they talk about you, the way they treat you. Don't put yourself through that situation. You got one life to live and you got to make sure that people don't treat you like that. Don't allow yourself to be a doormat because what happens is I see some people they become bitter and angry and mad. And a lot of times it's not even with other stuff that's going on around them. It's because of how certain people are treating them or how a certain person is treating them, right? And so if you just don't do that to yourself, don't allow yourself to end up in a situation like that to where you're looking back years after and wishing, oh boy, if I'd only known or if I'd made a better decision. Don't do it, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So leave in the comments down below any of you who've been in that situation where somebody was treating you like that and not, how did you walk away? How did you get the nerve to walk away? Leave it in the comments because sometimes some people need that encouragement to be able to walk away. And again, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. Also, don't forget to like and share the videos as well. I would appreciate it if you do that. So thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.